Is that on mic?
Yes.
Oh, you got the COVID-19 protection.
I did this for Nick. He tells me I don't need it, but I don't believe that.
But okay, whatever. Anyway, do you have your phone on you?
Yes.
Open Google Hangouts. Okay. So I got the questions that I asked Nick, and then summaries of his answers. Thumbnail answers, you could say.
Okay.
So these are all the things that I could think to ask him. And some things based on what I originally asked him that then I asked him based on his answers.
Okay.
So, do you think that this is that this will suffice to continue Vera to go off of this? The document is way better formatted, by the way.
I understand. My question is about disrespect cannot be necessary. What happens if someone's ideal is a drug dealer, is to be a drug addict, and you choose to help them fight that? Does that count as disrespecting them?
Oh wait, are you talking to me?
Yeah, that's my question.
Oh well, by his answer, yes. By my answer, I wouldn't know. I still need to consider it. I mean, I'd say, I've like I told you, I had, I guess I still do, sort of a personal nomenclature that I'd use in my head before I knew Sumo's thing. Oh yeah, by the way, the word for ideal that I had was true will. So basically, I guess what I would have said with that would be that like you could offer assistance, but if someone denies it and they keep denying it, then they probably can't be helped anyway. So your best course of action would probably be to allow them to do what they actually want.
Okay, but if they are addicted to meth or something, though,
I'm saying offer assistance as much as you can. Like don't take the you do it with a pipe, don't you? It doesn't matter. Don't take the pipe or whatever out of their hand and steal it so that they can't do it. But offer as much help as you can.
Why shouldn't you do that? For example, if my mom found a crack pipe in my room, why shouldn't she take it from me?
Oh yeah. Like I said, this it's sort of I think if someone has the potential to recover from that, then you probably could. I'd say that's something actually physically taking things is something you should ease into, not just do right off the bat. But that's more getting into specifics rather than
right. But does this count as disrespect?
Yeah, I'd say let's get. Can we go into a bigger picture sort of instead of a specific situation?
Sure.
Okay, so a bigger picture, I'd say if you see what someone is doing as being negative to them, then I guess if you force them, they'll just be unhappy that they can't do that negative thing. I think you can convince them, but some people can't be convinced.
Right.
It's like your ideal is to tell for a child to never be told to be reasonable. So
no,
if someone wants to smoke crack as much as you want that to happen,
that's the wrong word.
Sorry,
it's not. You're using the wrong word. Realistic.
My mistake.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, if someone wants to smoke crack as much as you want that, like, but that's prevented from, like, if I just suddenly prevented you from achieving that ideal, and if someone wants to do harmful drugs that badly, I don't think you could stop them.
But the question isn't about if you can stop them. The question is about if you should stop them or try
I'd
to.
say if they can't be helped, no. But maybe after reading over this and processing all the ideas, I might come out to a different conclusion.
What do you mean
But
by
that's what
can't
I
be
think now.
helped?
Sorry?
What do you mean by can't be helped? Just because someone appears to be unable to be helped doesn't mean that without persistence you can't help them see what's wrong.
Okay. So if it's an ideal of theirs, would you say it'd be equivalent to an ideal like yours or mine?
Yeah, sure. Someone
Okay.
else can
So
have.
do you think that with persistence, I could get you to drop that ideal?
No.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's my point. Like, if someone's that determined, you might as well let them, like, give them that freedom.
What if it's destroying their life?
I mean, like, that's a hard thing to accept for me, but some people, like, you can't help everyone.
To go to Andrea's example,
Okay.
there was a person in her life who had these problems, and through persistence, she managed to help them overcome the drug addictions.
I know. I wouldn't say that was direct interference because, like, would you call it an ideal of his?
I don't know.
I mean,
Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it
yeah.
was. I guess if
Yeah.
your ideal is heroin, I should be allowed to do heroin. I'm not. I can't say that you're wrong. Because personally, I don't think drugs should be illegal. Any of them.
I mean, I think I should be allowed to do heroin. I won't do it if I am allowed.
I think I'm starting to grasp this a little bit more.
Yeah. I think, do you want this document? I mean, that'll be kind of tricky because it's Google, it's a Microsoft Word, rather.
Just upload it to Google Docs eventually.
Oh, yeah, I'll put it in our folder.
Yeah, that sounds perfect.
Yeah, but do you think it's enough?
I would include this phrase.
Hold on, it's being annoying. My computer is frozen. Okay, so you would include this phrase.
I'm putting it in right now. Sorry if this is bad video quality. I will say it as soon as I finish typing.
Okay, I have you open.
I just sent it to you. Boop. Okay, I'll say it out loud.
I see it. Okay, but go ahead.
Well, yeah. If the ideal of that person is central to their being, then interference is disrespect. If that ideal is just a notion, and that notion is dangerous, getting involved is not disrespect.
Okay, let me put that down.
How does that, before you write anything, how do you feel about that statement?
Would you say that if that ideal is a notion, yeah, would you say it's still an ideal?
I'm not sure. It might be the beginnings of one. But there's a big difference between something like you're free, truly free, and someone's and a malformed opinion.
I understand. Yeah, I wouldn't say they're equal in terms of importance, but I'd say when it comes to subjective desire, one might want one as much as the other.
Right. Well, what I'm getting at is if you go into the other person, like if you examine their thought and their idea and you determine that they have that level, the level of commitment required for it to be an ideal, then there's no point in, like, anything you would do against that would be considered disrespect.
Not quite. Like, you could challenge an idea. Like, like you could argue with one person's ideal, and argue that it might be immoral or unreasonable, like logically fallible, or in some way perhaps unfeasible.
Uh huh. And that doesn't count as disrespect.
No, like I could, like for example, this is not my opinion, just me giving an example. I could be like, well, perhaps some children do have ideas that aren't realistic. And then we could go back and forth, and one of us, this probably wouldn't happen because arguments don't work like that. But ideally, one of us would convince the other that their view was incorrect, and they would change their position adequately. I don't think that'd be disrespect. I guess I put yours down as a quote.
Okay. Maybe that's a question to ask Nick, what you just said.
Yeah.